how do we convey transferable skills to new jobs? Oftentimes, there are skills that can be applied to other jobs, and we know that. But how do we communicate and apply those transferable skills? See, this reminds me of the time that I entered in a cross-country skiing half marathon in the Arctic Circle in Finland. Fun fact, I had never actually cross-country skied before, but I knew that I had a lot of transferable skills. So here's my basic format of conversation and application that I want you to use in speaking about transferable skills into new jobs, into new ventures. See, first, talk about the skill in relation to the job for which you are interviewing or applying. See, in the Arctic Circle, I knew on a high level that cross-country skiing required balance and endurance and the ability to ski and agility. And say, for example, you're applying for an HR benefits position and you are a new grad coming from a student government background. Well, talk about how the job in HR requires a person to be very detail-oriented and customer service focused while handling a lot of moving parts for a lot of different people. So first, talk about the skills related to the job. And then, tell a story including those transferable skills. You see, in the Arctic Circle, I knew that I was a Division I cross-country athlete. I knew that I had grown up downhill skiing, and I told myself these stories. I was reminded of these different feats that I had done in cross-country running and in skiing, and I also spent a decent amount of time roller skating and skating, so that gliding motion would be the same. And I thought of the times when I ran half marathons and on the weeks that I spent skiing throughout my life. And whenever you are in your interviews or whenever you are applying these transferable skills to your jobs, let's say if you were a new grad in student government applying for an HR position, talk about the fact that you have experience in dealing with very detailed, quickly moving scenarios. See, you could say that this reminds you of an experience whenever you were student government treasurer at your university and you handled the requests and accounts totaling, say, $10,000 for 30 different clubs and organizations. See, there's a lot of different people and a lot of moving parts that required you to keep track of a lot of various details and relationships. See, so this is one story that you can use that talks about the way that you used that skill of customer service and staying detail-oriented in turbulent times. So, first, talk about the skills directly related to the job. And then, tell a story or give an example including your transferable skill. And then after that, include a lesson, a skill, an approach, a method that you used and that you use in being successful in that skill. See, in the Arctic Circle, I thought about how in downhill skiing, I balanced on my skis and I embraced the gliding movements. I thought about my times in cross country and what method I used to be successful in that. I focused on my posture. I focused on my breathing. And I thought about how my methods and the lessons that I learned in that, applying that skill in those scenarios could also be applied in this new scenario of cross-country skiing. And if you are, let's stick with the example of a new grad with experience in student government that wants to apply for an HR position, you could point out that you maybe developed a system where you prioritize your time schedule to meet the balance of building connections with the students and also providing excellent customer service in your detail-oriented work. And you allowed quiet time to do concentrated, detailed work. And so you can talk about the skills that you used to be successful, or the methods that you used to be successful within those stories. So, first, talk about the skills directly related to the job. And then tell a story, give an example, including that transferable skill. And then after that, include a lesson, a method, an approach that you use to be successful within that skill. And finally, apply that skill to the job. See, in Finland, I took my lessons of breathing and posture and gliding on skis and using my poles and my endurance mindset to compete in a cross-country skiing half marathon. And you could say that as an HR representative, that within your company at, say, my company, at the Pathways Group, that you would continue to be intentional in your time management to create a personal connection with the employees and with the clients, and also be diligent to stay radically focused on detail-oriented work to better ensure accuracy and correct work. And that's it. That's the format. See, oftentimes we have transferable skills, but we may not know how to convey those skills to a new job. So, here's what I want you to do. First, talk about the skills directly related to the job. And then, tell a story or give an example, including that transferable skill. After that, include a lesson, a method, or an approach that you have used to be successful in that skill. And finally, apply that skill to your new job. Knowing how to apply transferable skills is one way that you can be more successful and perform at a higher level within your team. In Finland, I had never cross-country skied before, but I utilize my transferable skills to be successful and truly finish the race.